Well, what's up everybody, my name's Matt and welcome to my channel. Now you may have seen a couple of months ago I did a little video on this quad. This is the oddityrc XI20 Pro, a little 4S 2-inch whoop, and I really enjoyed this thing. It's a great little bit of kit. I'll put a little thing up there and a link down in the video description to my video on this if you're thinking about getting this sort of quad. I do highly recommend it. And it got me thinking, something this sort of size, you know, you are limited by what you can carry weight wise. I mean, you get decent footage from the 03 in this, but if you are sort of wanting to carry something a little bigger and get a little bit more, a little bit higher quality footage, sorry, let's say, I thought, let's see what the options are. Now, I was lucky enough at Drone Fest a few weeks ago to win a 60% frame build from another oddityrc product, and that product was this. This is the oddityrc XI35 Pro. Now obviously from this you can see the size of this there. This is a 3.5-inch cinewhoop and this is a 6S based. So in this video we're going to have a quick look at this. So right, let's get into it. Now like I said, when I won this, it was actually a 60%. Well, it wasn't actually built, it was in parts. It was the motors, the flight controller and the frame. So everything else I've put on myself, which is the 03 air unit and the receiver. So it's not a bind and fly, so this isn't exactly what you'll get if you decided to buy a bind and fly, but it's pretty close, you know. So I think it's still worth going through and having a look at it. So what we'll do now, we'll go down to the bench, I'll give you a quick run through of the parts, show you some little interesting features of it, and then we'll take it out to the field and give it a rip. So right, let's go. Right, so here we are down at the bench. You'll have to excuse the video slightly. I'm using my phone. It's a lot easier to get in and look at some of the parts by using my phone than it is my vlogging camera. So right, that's the quad itself. We'll start with the frame there. It's 152mm wheelbase. The main plate is 3.5mm thick, and the little bottom plate there, which is what holds your 03 air unit in there, is 2mm thick. Now I haven't actually weighed this yet, so I will put a little thing on the weight on the bottom there. This is without a battery. What I'll do when I go out to fly later on, I'll actually put a weight on with a battery so we can see the difference there. Now you'll notice on this I've actually got a little weighted GoPro there as well, a little dummy that's actually weighted the same as an actual GoPro. So starting with the flight controller, very difficult to get in and see there. I'm trying to angle it in. What I'll actually do is I'll get a screen grab from the oddityrc website and put it on there so you can see what I mean. But it's the oddityrc F740 amp all-in-one. So it's obviously this is a 6S quad, like I said. I am slightly concerned about running 6S on an all-in-one, but oddityrc sell them like that, so they must be pretty sure that it can handle the voltage and stuff. Looking at the motors, can sort of see here, they are the, come on focus, they are the Spinny Boys, which is one of my favourite names ever of a motor. They are 2006 and they are, focus, 2150 kV, so like I say, powerful motors. And propellers are obviously from my favourite company, Gemfan, and these are the D90S-3s. So obviously they're 3.5-inch 3-bladed props, pretty cool. Now, a couple of little points I wanted to have a quick look at on this. You see the little purple TPU parts. I printed them myself just because I like the colour purple, but they do come in the actual box. And you see this little sort of section here, this little bit there, what that actually is a little holder for your receiver. Now, I really like that idea. It stops your receiver rattling about in the frame and maybe getting in the props. And then all I've done is run the little cable through into the back here and then just put a zip tie on that standoff to keep it solid, and it looks pretty good. Now this is the Radio Master receiver in there, the RP2 or 1, I forget which one it is. Now looking at the front there, the little 3D printing canopy for the 03 air unit. Now I'm not sure whether you'll actually be able to get a ND filter on that, but like I say, if you're running a GoPro, which you're probably going to be when you're flying something this big, you won't really need to worry about putting an ND filter on there. And the last couple of bits here before we go out flying, obviously you've got your little rubberized mat there to rest your battery on. It's not sticky, but it is quite grippy, so it should be okay. Now I did have an issue when I was building this. originally I was going to put the O3 antenna there, and there is a little 3D print that you can actually put on that. But what I found was the cables coming off the bottom of the O3 aerial that you get with the O3 kit weren't actually long enough to go through that gap and actually into your O3 air unit. So what I've done there, I've come up with this little 3D printed part there. This isn't the standard print that you get in the box. This is actually the standard print you get in the box. Now these are designed to actually go on that standoff, and what you do is put a little SMA connector onto that, and then you have one SMA on that side and then another SMA on that side. Now I didn't have two left-hand circular polarized antennas, so I just wanted to use the O3 antenna itself, so I sort of sliced that together myself on Tinkercad and printed that. But I think it's it looks pretty good. Like I say, we'll have to have a look at the actual video transmission that when we go out, but I think we should be all right. So that's it really, other than your little 3D printed mount there for your GoPro, and then this mount, the actual GoPro mount I made myself, but I suppose any GoPro mount with tabs on will fit on the little bottom thing there. Right, so that's a quick look at the frame, so we'll go out and fly the bloody thing now. Well, so here we are, we're finally out. The weather's been absolutely shocking. It's literally rained for like a week solid. The ground's wet through, it's windy as hell. Well, looks like the sun's starting to break through, but I think there's rain forecast again. But I wanted to get out and fly this quad, so here we are. Now I've got a couple of concerns. You know, I test hovered it in the house, which, you know, no problems there, but you can never tell until you actually bring it out and give it a rip. Now my concerns are, well, the first one really is the video transmission. Now, I sort of made my own little mount for the O3 aerial on this quad. I'll put a little bit of video on now so you can actually see it. Now, it is slightly hidden by the battery at one side, but I suppose I can always adjust it, make it slightly higher. Now, the reason I did that was because mounting the O3 aerial at the back didn't allow the cables to get to the O3 unit. Second concern really is the all-in-one. Now, don't get me wrong, this isn't the first all-in-one I've ever used. I have, you know, 1S, 2S, 3S, even 4S quads that have an all-in-one, but this is the first time I've ever run 6S. Now, you know, I'm not worried this is going to smoke as soon as I plug it in. My own concerns really is it's a heavy quad. I'll put the weight on the bottom now so you can see what I mean. Now, I'm not going to be running a GoPro on this to start with, but I will have a weighted GoPro on, so the quad's weight with the battery and everything will be as it is if I was flying it normally. Now, the footage I'm going to put on for you lot will be from the O3 unit, so the reason for doing that really is so that you can see every sort of little wobble and twitch and stuff. There's going to be no stabilisation, so right, let's get to my spot. We'll get it in the air. Right, so off we go. Get this powered up.
Telemetry recovered.
Imperial March there. That's one of the things I do love about BLLES. Not BLLES, sorry. What's it called? Blue Jay. One thing I do love about Blue Jay. Not only does it give you the benefits of BL-Heli-32, but you can also very easily put custom tones on, which is a lot of fun. I've got a video showing you how to flash fucking BL. I've got a video showing you how to flash Blue Jay if you wanted to look at that. I'll put that down in the comments. Anyway, enough shilling for videos. Right, we've got this quad plugged in now, so let's see what it's like. Alright, we'll arm the quad. It's armed, that's a good sign. DVR recording on the goggles. Alright, let's see where it goes like. Well, first thing I will say, it's quite loud. I know it's only a 3.5 inch, carrying quite a bit of weight, but I wasn't quite expecting it to be that loud, but seems to handle okay. Just testing the video out. I'm behind myself now, and video seems pretty good. But handles very nice. Doesn't seem jerky or... Like I say, I'm just going to have a little bit of a cruise around there. Oh, I'm being chased by a bird. I haven't got that much of a camera angle on here, but does seem pretty nippy. Keep me out for people coming through that gap there, because this is a public footpath. Seems really nice. Does seem very, very smooth. Let's slow it down a bit and come up this path, see what we're like. A bit of slow work. I mean, I'm not the best slow pilot in the world. Well, I'm not the best pilot in the world, full stop. And you can see there, I was nearly going to the bush, but that seems very nice, this. Very, very easy to build up speed as well. I suppose that's all down to camera angle. We'll have a little cruise about now, just try some flips and rolls, see what we like. Like I said, this is quite a heavy quad for a 3.5 inch, but that's what you get when you're carrying a GoPro. See what the roll's like. Ooh. Nice slow rolls there, no problem whatsoever. Right, let's try a little split S, see if we can get it to show some prop wash. A little bit there, nothing too dramatic, nothing that gyroflow couldn't smooth out. Give it another go. That's not bad at all, that. Now this is running oddityrc's very own tune. If you go on the website, there's tunes for a lot of their quads. That's assuming you're using their components, which I am with this. Like I say, this is the oddityrc all-in-one and motors. Got what have I got? Got radio, master receiver, and then an 03 air unit. So it's about as close to a bind and fly as you could probably get. Now, one thing I did notice when I built this myself with the oddityrc tune, obviously it's set up for their bind and fly, so I had my flight controller at a different orientation, so I did have to change that. But other than that, no, this is completely their tune. I've got to say, it's for a cinewhoop, a ducted whoop at that. God, it's not bad at all. You know, if you're relatively gentle on the throttle when you're coming out of a dive, then, well, I say a dive, like a split S, then the prop wash is minimal. Yeah, you're not going to believe this. Storage full on the 03 air unit. Fuck's sake. Right, better finish this battery off for me, and then that'll do. Now, I suppose in a normal on a normal quad that wouldn't really matter, you know, because you'd probably be filming with a GoPro. But because I'm using the 03 footage, it's kind of knocked me up a little bit. But I think we got enough there to show what sort of flight characteristics this had, really. You know, it's not exactly it's not a freestyle quad for sure, you know, but the stability it has for a ducted whoop is pretty good. Right, my battery's dead there, so I better start coming in. Yeah. If you were going steady with this, I don't see why you couldn't get maybe 7 minutes at that. So right, there we are. Landed. Well, there we go. First successful flight of the oddityrc XI35 Pro. Got to say, I'm very, very surprised how well this flew. No problems whatsoever, apart from the 03 air unit storage getting full, but that's my fault, it's not the quad's fault. Always check your storage and your memory cards before you come out, or you end up looking like a dumbass like I am. But yeah, very, very happy with that. All right, we'll go back home now, go to the bench, and I'll give you my final thoughts. Right, so there we go. That was my first pack, and it actually was my first pack on the oddityrc XI35 Pro. And I've got to say, I'm super impressed with this thing. I genuinely can't believe how well it flies. Like I say, I showed the video you've just watched there was literally my first pack. I actually had another 3 batteries after that, just flying it around, just seeing, you know, seeing what it was like, and genuinely I'm super impressed. And I think a lot of that's to do with the actual oddityrc tune that they have for it. I'll put a link down to the oddityrc website so you can check a look at it. It's not an affiliate link or anything like that, just a link to the website. So, but yeah, really, really impressed with this thing. one of the sort of questions I touched upon when I was flying and all was, you know, is this a replacement for me 7-inch? Because that's kind of the only other thing that I really put a GoPro on. I use the Action 2 on me 5-inch and stuff like that. And sort of answer that question, no, because it's a different quad altogether really. So I wouldn't use this for long range. For one thing, you wouldn't get the flight time. I mean, like I say, I was getting 6 minutes. So doing got my USB cable stuck in there. I was getting 6 minutes just sort of messing about really, but I reckon if you took it steady, you'd probably get closer to 7. So flight time wise, it wouldn't really work as a long range quad, but as a like little cinematic quad or something like that, this thing's absolutely fantastic. I mean, if you wanted to and all, you could take the GoPro off and just give it a little bit of freestyle. It's probably one of the best freestyling whoops or cinewhoop I've ever flown. Really, really enjoyed it. So yeah, super impressed with that and really, really happy. So yeah, there we go. Right, so thanks for watching this video. If you did find it helpful, please put a note down in the comments. If you've got any questions or anything like that, put them down in the comments. I'll try and reply to everyone. And if you did enjoy this video, please think about giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. And we'll see you in the next one.